and welcome to this new course on how can you do well in your interviews and the introductory session of that. I am Arun Singhal, your coach and mentor for this course. I passed out of IIM Bangalore after doing my MBA in 1981, and that was 40 years back. And then I was lucky to get into Hindustan Unilever from there, and I worked there for 8 years in various roles, starting as management trainee. Then I was even luckier to get into Johnson and Johnson, and I worked there for 16 years in sales, marketing, general management, and middle and senior management positions. And my last corporate assignment was with a company called Dumex. We were more known by our brands like Proteinex and Farex. In 2007, I founded my own company and by the name of Enrich Mentors with the purpose of passing on all that I knew by that time to all of you to even do better. And that's what I keep doing now. So, what is the purpose of this course? What are we going to do in this course? So, the purpose of this course is to, and especially this session, is to give you an overview of the process that can help you do better in the interview. The final stage of getting a job. The first stage is to get an interview call, send your CV, get you shortlisted, and then you have to perform. And the whole this course and this session is going to talk you about an overview of how can you do well in your interviews. So what we're going to do, how we're going to do that is first we're going to look at how do we do that today. Then we will see how good is that. Then we will look at why not consider a new process. We will talk about that, and I'll show you a process that works well in doing well in an interview. All right. So let's talk about what do you do today to prepare and do well for your interviews and how effective is that? Note it down, think about it, reflect, and let's tally notes in a couple of slides now. So what most of us do is we start revising all the stuff that we have learned, especially students in the campus, right? We are fresh in learning. And we go back and open up our book. If it is a marketing role, we open up Kotler and start revising. If it is operations, we look at a book of operations and start revising that. And then we go to the interview and try and answer the interviewer's questions, and then we wait to be selected. And it doesn't, most of the time, it doesn't seem to work. Alternatively, if we are lucky in a campus to be there in a campus that organizes mock interviews, we appear in a mock interview organized by the campus and we get some feedback. This is what you're good at, this is what you need to improve. Now, the challenge starts there. We don't know how to improve, but we still nevertheless try on our own of improving on what we've been asked to do. And then we appear in another mock interview and get either the same feedback or totally opposite. And then we appear in the final interview and try and do our best. And then we wait. And it happens that we don't get selected quite often. So what happens as a result of this process is that we find we're in the whole process, we don't get enough time to prepare well. And what we realize is that when we go for the interview, we realize that what we prepared was not what was asked. There's a big gap between what I prepared, what you prepared, and what was asked. And our confidence is quite low and we kind of shaken or maybe at best overconfident. So we are not confident and we don't get selected. So why not consider a process that can overcome these difficulties, can provide you enough time to prepare well, enough time just enough or maybe more than enough so that you can prepare well. And then it helps you prepare what will be asked. The disconnect between what you prepare and what is asked, you can go away with that. And then it gives you prepare so well that you can perform confidently in the interview. And that is the process that we are going to look at in this course. So what does that process look like? So it's a process, a very simple process, and I'm going to give you right now only an overview of doing well in your interview. It's most of the effective things are simple in life. You will realize, as I have realized over these 40 years. That it's a three-step process: planning, preparing, and performing. In planning, you plan to do well in your interview. You know when your interview is going to happen, maybe 10 days from now, maybe 15 days from now, maybe 3 days from now. And then you say, hey, okay, if I need to do well, what all do you need? I need to do. So you do any conscious planning. The first step in management, actually, as you plan for variety of things, and I'm going to talk about that in a session separately dedicated to planning. What all do you need to plan? How can you plan well? We will talk about that. Having planned, then you say, okay, I know what I need to do and when I need to do, and so I start preparing. Now, again, what all to prepare? So, that again, we will talk about in a separate lesson for that. What all do you need to prepare, and what are the best way to prepare? And there is a particular step that we will talk about that can help you be prepared so well that you can fly in your final interview. And the last step is obviously to perform when the D day comes. So on 15 days from now, you have your interview and you go and perform now. The question is, what should I do? What process should I adopt so that what should I do that in the interview so that I perform so well that the recruiter asks that $1 million questions, hey, when can you join us? And that's what we will talk in a lot of details in a separate lesson dedicated to how do you perform well. So, what did we learn in this module? What we learned is that in terms of doing well for the interview, we either start revising all the stuff that we have learned, and or if lucky, we get opportunity to do mock interviews in the campus, right? And we find that this process of either revising everything that we've learned or even doing the mock interviews has its limitations and is not effective for most of us. For two reasons. One, we don't get enough time to prepare, and we don't know how to prepare if we don't prepare right things. Third, then we said, why don't we look at a process that can overcome this difficulty, that can help us prepare right things and give us enough time and techniques and practices to do well in a final interview that when that happens. And we now have a simple three-step process that can help us do well in our interviews by three steps. First, planning the preparation. So you have a plan of action that you will execute. Second, the preparing the right things. You figure out what are the right things that you need to prepare, how should you prepare, and then you prepare those things. And then you perform. There are methodologies, there are guidance that you will learn over a period of time in this course that will tell you that how can you perform with confidence. So where do we go from here in the next module? So we get into the process right away, and the first part of the process is what to plan and how, and that's what we're going to talk in the next module. So thank you so much for listening to this introduction. I hope you are beginning to enjoy this session, and I look forward to seeing you again in the next session where we're going to talk about what to plan and how. Thank you so much. Look forward to seeing you again.